What's up, y'all? It's your favorite girls back in the Condeezy. It's your girl, DJ Miss Milan.
And it's your girl, Jan Sneed. And you're listening to episode 31 of
Big
This Girl
31.
Dialogue.
Come on now. Come on, getting grown and sexy over here. 31.
We
Yes,
almost my
baby.
age.
Hello. Come on. Don't be telling people your age out loud. Let them guess. Because, you know, when we forever are going to look like we're still in our 20s.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, get carded still. May take your daddy or your son, just depending on how I feel. You know, like, all of the things. Yes.
So how was your week this week, homegirl?
Well, you know, as we are recording this podcast on a beautiful late night, I just came back actually from DJing Killer Mike's birthday celebration. I got booked to do it literally last minute. And I was super, super excited because, you know, Killer Mike definitely introduced Doechii as the new Grammy class for when we did the performance at the Grammy Museum before we found out we were going to actually perform for the Grammys. So just having, you know, his team and the Red Bull team once again reaching out to work with me on this, it was definitely a vibe. I would say like it was an official old nigga convention for sure. For sure, like salt, pepper, you know, very gray, silver foxes running around type shit. But the blackness, and it was not cracked at all. I aspire to age gracefully in the old nigga convention from what I've seen. So I was very, very happy. And then when I seen him, I said what's up to him. I was like, yo, you know, I'm Doechii's DJ. You know, you introduced us for the Grammy Museum performance. He was like, yo, you did phenomenal. Like, thank you. So, you know, Killer Mike might be a reoccurring client. You know what I'm saying? Because he definitely loved the vibes as everyone else did. Because, you know, when I get on my R&B bag, y'all be talking about R&B parties, but y'all do not be going deep enough for me. You feel me? And we went deep up in that coochie tonight. Okay. So, yeah, it was a really great time. But my week was pretty relaxed. I practiced doing something of nothing this week. Like completely nothing. When I say I woke up, rolled over, if there was a clip, I would hit that clip, roll back over, go back to sleep. Wake up, stretch, go to the bathroom, figure out what I'm finna eat, smoke some rest of that clip, go right back to sleep. Like I had the privilege of being restful this week. And I don't want to call myself a bum because I caught myself just now. I was about to say I was being a bum, but no. I was giving myself rest. As a Black woman, especially on this floating rock, it is so important. And I believe I said this before, for us to really like lock in on rest. Like we're not getting gold stars for just working around the clock 24/7. We actually need and deserve rest. And rest that doesn't require a reward attached to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have to do something to be like, okay, now I can rest. And I started really being outside of my head because usually when you lay down for too long, especially the type of person that I am, I start to feel bummish. Like, oh my God, I need to be doing something. I can't just be out here laying down all day.
Yeah.
And it was like, no, girl, lay down all day, 24 hours, 3:00 in the morning. We're on fucking TikTok. Like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? YOLO, waking up 5:00, smoke that clip, go back to sleep. You know what I'm saying? I really, really like just enjoyed resting and not having to do anything. And now I would say like I'm prepared for my week because now it's like, okay, I'm ready to like get back in the gym consistently. I'm ready to like get my routine back popping. And I just needed to do that for myself because sometimes, you know, we get really sucked into the work life. And we get sucked into everyday life and always being on this, I would say, rat race and this little hamster wheel. And sometimes we got to shut that shit down ourselves before, you know, God decided to shut it down for us. But I was like, don't worry, homie. I got it this week. I ain't doing shit. We just chilling this week. And that's really what I did. I just relaxed and I enjoyed myself. And now I'm ready for a brand new week. Okay. Y'all listening to this podcast in a brand new week. All right.
No, I resonate with that. I resonate that a lot. I feel like that's going to be my week this week. Because last week was the type of week that you were not having. I feel like last week I was in and out of New York probably most of the week. I think on Tuesday, I literally had no breaks. I think as soon as I got to New York, around like 12. In between 12 and 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, I probably had a 30-minute break and just back to back to back playbacks, meetings. I went to, I'm skipping over the highlight of my week. So Monday, I had Blast in the office for a playback. He played me his album first.
Exclusive.
Yeah, it was really dope. He was very humble, very genuine, had a great energy to him. And he came with Goldie and his team. I always love anything involving Goldie. So shout out to her. But then they invited us to this dinner after, which that shit was a fucking movie. When I tell you, anybody who was anybody in New York was there, I was just like, holy shit, like the whole media landscape of New York City is in this room.
I love that.
Yeah, like his team did. Matter of fact, I'm gonna just say Goldie because I know a lot of that was Goldie.
Of course, let's give the women their credit.
Yeah, and I was just like, yo, this room is like very well curated, and it was real cute. Like it wasn't like just a gathering of niggas in a room standing around. Like it was a dinner at Celeste. So they just had these tables set up for everyone to sit at. No like reservations. You sit wherever you want. So it was real cute, and yeah, he played a lot of his music throughout the event and played his album for the last hour of the event. There was like I think it was a 4 or 5 course dinner with a couple different like options. Like there was like 3 different appetizers, a couple different main courses, 2 or 3 different desserts. It was real cute.
It's my kind of event.
Yeah, it was lovely. So
with the food.
Right. Shout out to him. So it was a all over the place day, but it was worth it because that was how the day closed. Manny Wells also put up on me this week. His album is it was not an album, it's an EP. He has an EP coming out. Fantastic. He also had great energy. He brought me lunch that day. So in his culture, Nigeria, they call it small chops. So he brought me a little platter of small chops. And he also brought little platters to everyone at my front desk, which I thought was so fire because it's just like, you know, people never consider the rest of the people that work with us. It's just the programmers. So it was real nice where before they left, they gave the people at the front desk a platter also. So that was real cute. Shout out to him.
Very gentleman-like.
And yeah, I guess my week was outside of that. Like, I just feel like, if I'm gonna be honest, my brain is fried. I feel like I was running at 150 miles per hour all week. I think my first real like, all right, I have a break is Friday. And even Friday, we had a bunch of shit scheduled. So yeah, went to AC to go spend the weekend with my grandma. She had her birthday on Friday and then my aunt's birthday is today. So we celebrated them.
Ew, baddies. Happy birthday.
Real cute. Went to Cuba Libre in Atlantic City. I've never been there before either. That food was phenomenal. It's funny
too because Cuban food?
Huh?
Cuban food?
Yeah. So the first thing we got, I'm about to sound real cheap, but we had got empanadas as appetizers. So granted, I've never been to this restaurant before, so I wasn't familiar with their game. But most restaurants, like even like Cuban Pete's in Montclair, which is, you know, it's a pretty upscale restaurant. The empanadas, if you order them, you usually get like 3 or 4 for the appetizer. So they was selling two empanadas for $20. I was just like, 2 empanadas for $20? These shits better be fucking from heaven. What the fuck?
That is not fucking cheap, girl. That is realistic.
I was like,
are you nuts?
Y'all nigga. And so of course it's 6 of us, so we all want our own. Niggas spent $60 on empanadas for the appetizer.
Just went to Empanada Mama.
But
nah, it's an
experience
too.
The gag is that probably was the best empanada I ever had in my life. Granted, $20 for 2 is still fucking crazy, but you know.
Were they big though?
They were normal size. That's how I'm like, $20. All right.
$20.
Like, damn, we still gotta order the meal, y'all. So as you can assume, that bill was kind of crazy, but you know, we had to do it up for our grandma.
Yeah, you know, it's only one time too, so might as well.
So yeah, I had a great weekend. Not
I
gonna
love
lie.
that. What's the name of the spot? No free promo, but yeah.
Cuba Libre. There's a couple of them on the East Coast. It's really good.
Okay, all right. We're gonna have the, do a little reasonable dialogue trip there.
Listen, there's one in Philly near South Street, so we can all,
wow.
pull up in Philly.
Okay. And speaking of Philly, you guys already know that Rules Picnic is coming up, very much so. And I'm gonna be real with y'all. They being a little nice to me. They saying things like, we got some passes for you too. I said, wait, what you mean? For who? For me and the gang? So I will be making my list and I will be checking it twice for my personal guest list for that festival. But okay, I love that. Well, happy birthday to the baddies of the family, because that is super important. And the reason why, you are a baddie yourself. So hello.
Thank you, my girl. Thank you, my girl.
But I love that. I love that you get to spend time with family. Because, in this crazy ass floating rock, it is very important. So shout out to family.
But I will be having a week like yours this week.
And as you should.
Yeah. Because, woo, girl, literally, like, before you got on, I was yawning and shit. Like,
Listen, what's crazy? Last episode, I was like, I hope nobody see me yawning. But the way my eyes was bloodshot red, like the crust in my eye reminded me of SpongeBob when he was literally like didn't have no water. He's like, water. I felt like that SpongeBob episode because I was so tired, and I was like, yo, I hope I don't be falling asleep. If I close my eyes too long, y'all niggas are gonna see me sleeping. So listen, get your rest, girl. Okay, I call it a vacation. Everybody should take one vacation every month, and that vacation is whatever you want to do. You don't have to go across the world. You don't have to go to another state. Sometimes you got to just use your imagination. And that's what I did. I was on an island on my couch and I had a great time. Okay. But, we wouldn't be reasonable dialogue if we did not have some serious dialogue, of course. And I just felt like it was very touching to get into some news and some recent events that have been taking place around the world, unfortunately. But one specific thing that has been happening that I've been seeing a lot of is the insane amount of killings being done by the spouses of women, boyfriends, husbands, fiancés, brothers, sons. The list continues to truly and honestly go on. And it's very heartbreaking as a woman, more specifically as a Black woman, because the stories that I've seen has been majority of Black women so far. And once again, we know our audience is, majority Black, but we do have a little sprinkle of, you guys, others in there. But, when I talk, I'm always talking from the lens of a Black woman. And I would assume Jan is very much so on the same wavelength, because that's the only, thing I could identify with. But all violence against women is terrible and is wrong. And if one race of a woman, gets dealt with, then we all should honestly look at what's happening and be like, okay, things need to definitely stop. But I fear, because it is Black women that we're seeing this happen to at much alarming rates than any other race, that of course these stories will go unheard and unseen. And that's the unfortunate part. But these stories recently, in the span of 2 weeks alone, we've had literally people in government official positions down to influencers who have faced violence at the hands of their own partners. So femicide, which is the killing of women and girls, of course, because of your hatred. Misogyny linked in with femicide, linked into rape culture, linked into all of these things. And I know it sounds heavy having to speak about things like this, but it has to be done.
Yeah.
And it needs to be done. So, pregnant mother of 2, Bianca Huntley, who was only 34 years old, was fatally shot while driving in Atlanta. That was one of the recent stories that I've heard. But on top of that, Dr. Cerina, I hope I'm saying her name correctly. I don't even want to say her last name because I do believe her last name is her husband's last name. But she was married to former Virginia Lieutenant Governor Justin Fairfax, who was the person who decided to take the life of his estranged wife, and himself in a murder suicide, which is also another common thing that we've been seeing, murder suicides, where these men don't have enough balls just to take their own lives. They want to take, everyone else's life as well with them. Miami Vice Mayor Nancy Metayer, I believe. I'm so sorry once again if I'm mispronouncing these names. That's not my intention. But she also was killed earlier this month by her husband. Another pastor was killed recently, and the most popular one so far that has been going on has been the influencer. I believe her name is Ashlee Robinson, who died on vacation in Tanzania at the hands, allegedly, but not so, at the hands of her fiance. And everyone is pointing the fingers towards him because it was reports that they had arguments prior to her killing and her murder, actually. And now she's no longer here. And I guess for me, as somebody who's personally had family members, very, very close family members that's dealt with abuse, and me myself has been a victim and a survivor of being in an abusive relationship, the stories that we're able to say today are a blessing because, as we can see, this is not always the likelihood of women who are deciding to actually step away from a relationship. So I guess me bringing this up, and of course would love to hear your opinion on it, if you have one, of course, but what do women do at this state? As we see, we've been told throughout the test of time, learn how to shoot a gun, take some karate lessons, don't wear certain clothing, don't do this, don't do that. How do women in 2026 really and honestly protect themselves from everything that's going on, from the predatory behavior down to the assaults and the physical assaults that happen? How can women sincerely, truly prevent and protect themselves from things like this happening? Because I'm gonna be quite honest with you, I don't see a silver lining in us figuring that part out, because the focus has always been on what women should do to prevent it versus what the predators should do to not do it. So
and that's
I don't
kind of
know.
where I'm at with it. It's like I never really have an answer to that, because it's like, to that point, anything you could say kind of forces women to hold the accountability in all of this, where it's like, if we did this or that, then maybe we would be safer. When really it's like, well, nigga, if y'all just went to therapy and figured out y'all shit without involving us in it, then this wouldn't even be a thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, because I think the other thing too is like, I see a lot of times where there's language around essentially clocking this stuff earlier in the relationships before they get too heavy, and then exiting at those points. But like, even with that, it's like, you really can't even say that, because sometimes these people are amazing in relationships, and
they're living triple lives at this point in time.
and then it's like, so one moment, like 2-3 years down the line, y'all are great, and then the guy just snaps and you out of here. So it's like, I don't know, I just feel like it's not really on us to figure out how to protect ourselves. Like, of course, obviously, like, know how to use a gun, any like those little keychains where they have the protective tools on them. But even that is like iffy, because you would take that shit through an airport, you could get arrested for that. So it's like, I don't know, man. I really don't.
And now I'm arrested like Lotto. Like, come on. You know what I'm saying? And for me, I agree with that. And I think, because I seen a video on TikTok, which I was very, very happy to see, and I commented on it. It was a classroom. It was a black man and a school teacher, it looks like, and a black man who were teaching young boys how to respect boundaries. And no means no. You don't force yourself on anyone. You don't get an attitude even when a woman tells you no. No is simply no and move the fuck on. Unfortunately, the male ego is so fragile. And it's so funny because they sat there and said that women are the most emotional creatures. And we're all human beings. We all have emotions. So that would make us all equal emotional creatures, right? Granted. And the thing for me that kind of pisses me off is that the excuse that I've been seeing reoccurring as well with these stories is mental health in these men, how these men have mental health issues. And once again, let me just make a disclaimer. We not male bashing over here. You feel me? I love niggas. I don't know why. Y'all PR team not doing too well nowadays, but I still love men. And then let me be clear. Not in a love like oh my God, I want you type shit. I love us. I love women. I love men. I love us as human beings. So I don't want to feel like this is a male bashing thing, but you niggas know who's the abusers and who's the predators in your circles. You niggas hang out with those abusers and those predators in your circles. You niggas don't check those abusers and those predators in your circle. And when things like this happen, the reoccurring excuse seems to be, oh, well, he was going through mental health issues. And my whole question will always be, so what happened to the mental health of the women that are enduring this abuse during that entire time? Does that not matter in this scenario?
Yeah.
Like, why are we so focused on the fact that, for instance, when it comes to the Justin Fairfax and him killing his wife, the story has been, oh, he, was going through things and, he had a bad situation after losing his job, and come to find out, he lost his job because he was a sexual predator too.
Right. So it's like, now I have to be murdered because you're a sexual predator? Like,
and you lost your shit, and now I have to deal with the bullshit.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Feel like the mental health is a
crutch.
It is, because it's like, okay, and women have mental health issues too. Women are bipolar. Women are all the things. Women have low moments, high moments. And what do? They go to therapists and they talk to their homegirls. They're not murdering men because I'm having a bad day at week or a bad work at
I'm a broke bitch.
A bad week at work. Yeah, it's just like, I just don't understand why we have to coddle men all the time.
Yeah. And I think that's the problem. Right there is a problem. But I do want to say, because accountability on both parts is equally important. Now, is there some that need more accountability than others? Absolutely. And I'm never, ever, 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 ever victim blaming. But I also always have the side of, when it comes to being in these type of relationships, like you said, trying to see the red flags early on can be difficult, because a guy can be absolutely amazing. Like, wow, you're buying me flowers, you're taking me out, you're being consistent, you're doing the things. And then next thing you know, the door closed and you slapping me across my face like we in the Tyler Perry movie. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
it's crazy. So it wasn't violent in that way, but I couldn't really say he wouldn't eventually become that. But I actually dealt with somebody like that fairly recently. I would say it was mid last year. I had met this guy, and to your point, if I was like one of the best, like if I had a top 5 dates list, he definitely was in that top 5. Like that's how good of a time we had. And I lie to you not. Like the next day, it's like a switch went off in his head. The nigga just started spazzing over text, like psychoanalyzing me. Like, yeah, I didn't appreciate how you didn't text me back and blah, 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 blah. Send me a whole paragraph. Like, this is what type of person I think you are. I think you're this, and that. Like, because I don't know if he actually was a therapist, but from what he described to me, I think he was working with patients in that behavioral system, but I don't know if he was actually a therapist or he was just calling himself one and then using ChatGPT to send me things that a therapist would say. That's what it was. It was very, his text message was very much giving ChatGPT.
You are not that intelligent, nigga.
But I was just like, I was so taken aback, because I'm just like, where the fuck is this coming from, sir? Like, we just had an amazing fucking date, like all night. Are you good?
No, he's not. He's not.
And
I'm
it
glad
just
you
like
seen that.
I'm saying, so it's like, to your point, for me, like that was the biggest red flag. Immediately know, like, you actually we don't ever have to see each other again. This is crazy, because like this is week 1. Like, what the fuck are you gonna do week 5, month 5? Like, no.
When you fall in love, that's when the shit gets
right.
spooky.
So, but again, it's not always that clear cut. So it's like, we could have had 5 months of amazing dates and then he flipped. So like, how am I supposed to see the red flag then? So I just feel like it's easy to tell women to catch the red flags. And granted, I still will say that, because you do want to be mindful of these things. I think a lot of women, because many of us are so loving and empathetic, we like to see red flags as pink flags and continue to go forward with engaging with these people, and later realize, like, that was a red flag the whole time. You probably should have left that alone. So I do think we need to be more mindful of those pink flags and recognizing they're not pink, they're red, sister.
Yes, red. Always assume that it's a red flag. And stop being afraid of leaving these niggas the first time, because that be the problem. You know what I'm saying? I'm calling Lotto a lot these days. This must be your only nigga. You know what I'm saying? It's given, it gotta be your only nigga. Low key. If you choose to stay with some bullshit that some nigga is doing to you. Now, of course, abuse is different. It's not easy for women just to leave abusive situations, especially, like you said, when you get that deep in the 5 months, the year. You know what I'm saying? Marriage, kids. But something needs to be done, because it's not that it hasn't been alarming. It is just more alarming because it's happening at such a high rate. And imagine the stories that we don't know of.
Yeah. I think another thing too is like, and I know we say this time and time again in society as a culture, but I think it's very important that Black men, and just men in general, hold their friends accountable. Because I think it was funny because I was just having this conversation with one of my homeboys the other day. Men do a lot of shit for men, right?
Always.
Like, so with that in mind, if you as a man are holding your friends accountable to the shit that they're doing, considering that y'all do shit for each other anyway, most men will stop. Like, I don't want my bros or other men to be looking at me like I'm less than or I'm inferior because of these things that I'm doing. So maybe let me check myself. But if you don't even address some of the things that they're doing, they think that the things that they're doing are acceptable.
Right. And you're complacent.
So you men should be the first line of defense against like them against us. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like there's more can be resolved from a homeboy telling a homeboy something is off or wrong or need to be addressed versus a woman telling a man.
Because they're never listening to us. They think we're lying half of the time, most of the time.
Or we're too sensitive, we're too emotional, we're doing too much.
We're doing too much. It's not that deep.
Right.
Nigga.
But if your mans tell you that, okay, maybe I need to, tighten up a little bit because niggas is looking at me crazy.
Yeah.
So do that.
Right. Do that, and don't be afraid to do that unless you pussy. And that's what it's giving. It's giving pussy out here. Okay? Anyways.
But in that pocket, I guess we can wrap this up with David has been arrested for the murder of Celeste Rivas. Excuse me if I'm saying her name wrong.
Yeah.
He was arrested by the LAPD, and he's being held without bail. First court appearance is on April 20th. I think that's tomorrow. Yeah. And I don't know, like, I'm happy that he's finally gotten arrested. But in seeing this play out from start to finish, well, it's not finished, but start to arrest, it's kind of frustrating how long it took them to arrest him. Because how many more...
This nigga...
Like, how much more evidence did y'all need?
Here, when I say he made it so easy for niggas to just say, yo, you are the fucking you're it. Because the nigga, and this is the ego... This is the audacity. This is the arrogance. For him to sit there and make content videos, little songs, subliminal shit that he will be doing to show. I think I seen a video someone posted on Twitter of him making a TikTok, cleaning some sneakers that was basically her sneakers. And I forgot what the caption said, but it's little things like that, you know, that he was doing and just in plain fucking sight for everyone to see. Like, you're a monster. And you did not give a fuck about this little girl. She was only 15 years old. I think when they met, she was like 13, 14. But regardless, she's a little girl. You're grown. You're over what? 18 at least, for sure. 20 something. Like, you should have never been dealing with her. And I don't care what nobody say. I'm checking the motherfucking parents too. After this nigga, let's go after the parents. Because I'm tired of the parents just letting their children do whatever the fuck they want to do. I'm sorry, but I'm an example, a perfect example of what discipline has done. Okay? Because I was not doing half of the shit that these kids is doing. We could all say, oh, we was young, we was wild. Yes, we all were. But if you were brought up with certain morals and certain ideas, you don't do certain shit. Like wilding out in the streets, causing ruckus was something that I was forbidden to do. You don't want to look like no fucking crazy ass nigga outside. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is, but it kept me out the motherfucking streets. It kept me fucking getting pregnant. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's just sad that she was away from home at such a young age the way she was. Because I often think about school. Like, was she fucking able to be in school? Like, how you not know where she's at?
Yeah.
That's the problem. You did not know where she's at. And you allowed her to, because you can't control kids. You know, kids are human themselves. They're able bodies, but you have to guide them. And I just feel like there was a lack of guidance. And I don't want to come off like, you know, a judge and a jury, you know, because I don't have a heaven or a hell to put anyone in. But for me, when I just observe things and I see things and I read about things, it's just really sad because an innocent life is no longer here at the hands of adults who just did not care. And that's my problem. So,
including the
R.I.P.
friends too. And this goes back to the homeboys. Like, granted, they're all young, but they're all, like, on his side, they're all adults. No matter if they 22, 23, they're still adults. So it's like, once all of this stuff goes public, then I don't remember the exact details, but I do know one of his homies was online essentially saying, like, he did that shit. And I have proof. And it's just like... So at what point where, like, if he didn't get caught, you wasn't gonna say nothing? Like,
right. Like, when were you gonna finally step up and say something and help this girl? Like, when?
Right. Because y'all all knew she was underage, apparently.
Everyone knew.
Right.
Because it was a reoccurring joke.
Yeah. So it's just like, again, a lot of stuff gets avoided if we have men holding men accountable.
And that's really it. R.I.P. to baby girl. You know, hopefully he gets locked the fuck up for some time.
I'm actually glad he's being held without bail too. Like, they're definitely making a statement without bail. But goddamn, y'all could have did this a month ago.
But, you know, someone did say, which we'll give a little leeway, but they did say that they probably did take as much time as they did because they were building a solid case that was like, you know what I'm saying? Maybe it was a thing of like, listen, I'm gonna make sure we have every single piece that slams this slime ball to the wall. And it's not funny. But they got him.
Yeah.
So praise him. Okay. Anyways, you know who they need to come and arrest? Vogue. Because it's insane. It's insane. First of all, you know, people always say you gotta understand pattern recognition to understand things, right? All of these fucking corporations, brands, they all have the same fucking pattern, and that is fake outrage. They bank on saying ignorant, negative, racist, stupid things to get a rile out of the people. And this is no different in anything that we've seen, from H&M and the fucking, what was it, the blackface that they did with their You know what I'm saying? Like, to now Vogue talking about renaming the afro the cloud bob question fucking mark? Huh? Excuse me? What first of all, what the fuck are you even talking about? What correlation does a cloud and black people's hair have?
And you know, the thing too is like, you can't even give the person grace because it's like, you know, I think naturally some people are just going to be like, well, this is what happens when you don't have enough black people in the room. And it's just like, okay, but we all know what an afro is. Like, it don't matter if you was born in 2000 or 1990, 1970, like, you know what an afro is. So trying to rename it is like, come on, we can't give you grace there. I'm so sorry. Stop
there's
it.
no grace for you, my love. Sorry. We're taking that clean off the bill. You will be tried for your crimes. And I am suggesting the guillotine because I am just disgusted, but I'm not surprised. I'm not even outraged because it's like, you guys want to get this energy from us anyway. You get what I'm saying? Because now people are going to talk about it. And guess what that does? That puts your little SEO up for the days. You know what I'm saying? Your little percentages start to go the fuck up because people are now searching, reading the article. Like, it's the playbook. It's the same fucking playbook every single time. And it's just, once again, a part of Western culture of just whitewashing things. As always, you can never just let a culture be its own culture. You have to come in and dominate and then rename and make it more comfortable for you and how you feel. You don't give a fuck about the fact that this is a hair that literally grows out of our fucking head. Like,
because that's the other thing. A white woman couldn't wear a cloud bob. Like, so there's no need to even rename it anyway, because this is not a style y'all would be able to wear.
You can't even do it.
Yeah, so I don't even understand what the purpose of that would be.
What are we even talking about? You can't even do it. We let y'all get away with y'all little Viking braids because y'all want to argue niggas about that. So, the Vikings had braids. Okay, what the fuck ever. But the cloud bob is where I draw the fucking line in the sand, bitch. We're not doing this today.
Yeah.
But fuck them in that article.
It's reflective too of where journalism is at. I'll say that too, because it's just like
no checks and balances either.
Right.
Because,
like, y'all thought this was gonna fly. Interesting.
Who was the senior editor that seen this and said, very, very great article. Let's go green light it.
Right. And it don't matter if you could be any color to know that was not gonna fly. So it's just like, I don't know. There's just a lot to unpack there.
And then just alone in itself, why are you having anyone who's not black right on
an afro? Right.
What's the point? The fucking point. Like, damn, just leave us alone. Oh my God. Like, is it that hard? God damn. Even the birthday. Like, you niggas done whitewash the saxophones. Talk about, I hear the saxophones when my matcha is getting closer to me. Like, what, bitch? Huh? You are the saxophones, as they say. The birthday. Some white lady was like, I just don't understand, like, the whole birthday thing. And
all right, so it's not for you then, sister.
Someone said, you not the birthday, you the colonizer.
Oh my God.
What are we talking about?
That's funny.
Just leave us alone. We're not even asking for the reparations you fucking owe us. Just leave us alone. We had a black president. Y'all had 34, 55, 11 others. Like, just leave us alone, please. Anyways.
On to better news. Brandy will finally be honored with the Lifetime Achievement Award at the 2026 BET Awards. Congratulations are in order for her. I think Brandy's having an amazing year because I know she put out her book. She got her Hollywood star and now this Lifetime Achievement. Like, I'm just wondering what else is in store for her. But I'm very happy that she's getting the flowers that she has deserved. Because I know like another thing she has spoke to was even being called the Bible for a long time for her was something that she was not comfortable with. Because it was just like, me, I'm the Bible. I don't know about that. So and I just think that all this is very well deserved, long deserved. But
20 plus years in the game.
Right.
25.
It's never too late for a celebration.
Never too late. And you know what's even more surprising? The fact that there's still a BET Awards. I thought that they said, no, we're not doing this anymore. Like, I thought it was over for BET. I didn't even know they were doing the awards. But that's exciting. So I'm excited to see what they're going to do this year, because if Brandy's going to be there, you got to go up and you got to go out. And it would just be very, very fitting, because considering the fact that the Grand Rock and Roll Hall of Fame new inductees has just dropped. Shout out to Biggie on the Don for truly and honestly being a pillar and a staple in the music community, as she is literally a part of the voting academy.
Yeah, I was so excited
Hall of Fame
when I got tapped for that this year. But
yes, it would be fitting if they did something, like I was saying, just to end it off. BET Awards, considering so many Black entertainers are being honored in the rock and roll, like, you know what I'm saying? Do something, okay?
So for this year's class, the performer category, the inductees are starting with the Black people.
Yes.
Sade, Wu-Tang Clan, and Luther Vandross. So I was very, very happy about Luther Vandross, because for those who know, because I posted about this a lot, but he was in my dad's big three. So being able to have even voted for that and then seeing him be inducted, even though he's not here with us to receive that, it just still felt very special, because it's like, you know what, Dad, you would have been happy about this. So I hope y'all are up there dancing and celebrating.
I was just about to say, they're up there turning up like, I'm okay. She did that for you, Luther. Okay, you owe her.
We still gotta get Mariah in there though. Like, I was very disappointed in that, but her time will come.
By next year, she will be.
Yeah. For the Early Influence Award, Celia Cruz was inducted, Fela Kuti, Queen Latifah, MC Lyte, and Graham Parsons. So I do want to point out that Celia Cruz is the first primarily Spanish language artist and the first Afro-Latina to be inducted. And Fela Kuti is the first African solo artist inducted into the Rock Hall of Fame. So a lot of firsts this year, which is incredible and also equally embarrassing. But, is what it is. We got to start somewhere. So
yeah, just a few 400 years later,
right? Like, it's just like, damn, okay, well, we still doing these first. Like, every time, like, even with like not Grammys, like Oscars and any of these big award shows where it's like, these shit the first artist or the first this and the first that. It's always amazing to me that it's like, really, in 2026,
and white people are still upset,
right? Musical Excellence Award. Want to point out Rick Rubin there. Shout out to him. And yeah, it's just a lot of incredible talent. Like, even in the performing category, who I didn't mention, Phil Collins, Billy Idol, Oasis. Like, it's just a really great class. And I'm honored to have been a part of voting for some of these people.
I love that for you, sis. And I love that for the inductees. That's really historic that our Black legends specifically are getting their flowers while they can still smell them, especially Wu-Tang, Queen Latifah. Like, Queen, like, for me, Queen getting it, oh my gosh. Like, do they do like a performance and shit like that? Because I know they do like the live show shit.
I don't know. I've never been, to be honest. I don't even necessarily know what that performance or that ceremony looks like in full.
They usually have like a program that they do for it. It'd be like on Hulu or some shit like that. But that being said, I cannot wait to see Queen Latifah, because I know if they're doing a performance, she's gonna perform. Yeah, they do it because Missy, she performed when she received her So I'm sure Queen is gonna do something. Wu-Tang is gonna do something, and it's gonna be really great to see. But Celia Cruz, she's gone.
She passed, yeah.
Yes, R.I.P.
But even her, so like that was special for me too. Granted, I didn't vote for like on her. We only voted for the performing acts, but a lot, like, she soundtracked a lot of my childhood also. Like, as a half Puerto Rican woman, like, a lot of the music that my mom and my grandma was playing was Celia Cruz. So seeing her be inducted was like, oh my God, like another childhood legend for me, in addition to Luther. So I'm really proud of her and all of the other inductees. Like, it's just amazing year.
That's going to be amazing. Oh, now, really quick, Luther's performance. They have to do a tribute.
I hope they do, man.
Who do you think is going to hit that stage and sing? Who would you want to see? I'm already saying Luke James just because I love Luke James.
If I'm... And it sucks because I hate that we always utilize him for this stuff, but there's no one better. But I would want Stevie.
Okay.
On that stage, for sure. Then I would want El Mean on there, only because I just feel like he is, he can do a great...
He could do a tribute.
Yeah. And he's got the Stevie cosign. So if Stevie cosigning you on Stevie piano at his crib, you can do the Luther Vandross tribute. Because you stamped, my brother.
I'm going to throw a wild card, and I'm going to say Jamie Foxx.
Oh my God, that would be amazing. I will say, like, I wouldn't personally want too many of the younger crowd on that. I low-key would want legacy acts.
Truly.
I'm gonna say even like a Maxwell could do something. Because I know he just recently, I'm trying to think of a song that he covered, Al Green, Simply Beautiful. Like, he did a cover of that's doing well. So I would love to see him do a cover of a Luther song for a tribute and just completely body it. But yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm excited, and shout out to our legends, man. That's important. Anyways, so a jury finds Live Nation and Ticketmaster operated as a monopoly and overcharged. Dun, dun, dun. Everyone was right. Everyone was like, yo, what the fuck? I am calling the feds. This is a fucking RICO. And yeah, Live Nation is facing some backlash along with Ticketmaster for definitely overcharging their clients. And finally, there will be some deliberating about it. But it looks like everyone was completely right. Because honestly, I was seeing a lot of people complain about the ticket prices on Ticketmaster itself. Honestly, like they're charging insane service fees and stuff like that. And it's just like a ticket is like $1,000 and it's like $200-$300 for a service fee or some crazy shit. And it's like everybody's broke and just trying to steal. And that's what it is. Like, niggas, because you gotta be a broke motherfucker. I don't care how much money you have. If you gotta, like, steal from just innocent people like that, that's just nasty work. Like, and is it so hard just to be honest? Like, my God. I don't understand. I
guess the other thing, too, I would say is, like, while I'm glad the jury found them guilty of this, I also just feel like, okay, so now what? What does this mean? What are the changes going to be? Because I personally don't feel like much is going to change.
Yeah. I mean, shit, what can they do? Like, I'm not going to lie. Google did some fly shit the other day where I looked at my email and them niggas stopped charging me $24.99 for my space. And was like, we're lowering your monthly to $19.99 now. And I was like, oh, hold on. Like, okay, unless y'all about to be found guilty for some shit and you just trying to get ahead of it being nice. Either way, I'm going to take it. So I'm just like, these companies have been truly and honestly taking advantage of people, especially during some very tragic times. Like, I don't give a flying fuck what anyone says. We are not past the pandemic. Okay? We are not past the pandemic. We have not truly bounced back completely as an economy, as a country. We have not truly and honestly done our due diligence to bounce back from COVID.
I mean, if we're being honest, we're in like knee deep in, I would even say chin deep in a recession, and we're just not calling it that.
And we're in a war. Like we're in like the crisis of crisis currently. And it's sad that these companies don't have the balls to truly and honestly just stand up with the people who make them. Because how are you, Target, Walmart, Starbucks, how are you able to even thrive without the consumer? You know what I mean? And it's just like sad. It's really, really sad that these companies just lack morality and just care about money and power. But whatever. Anyways, moving right along. What we got here? Ooh, listen, if there's a few things that I truly and honestly do regret, is not getting tickets to Cardi B's concert, because seeing everybody post about it, talk about it, yes, FOMO has definitely entered the chat, because she did such a great job. I have to give her 10s.
Yeah.
No face Greg, we need an applause right here. She deserves her 10s, because it was just, number one, phenomenal at the fact that the bitch just dropped a kid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you just dropped a kid. And so many people, and if we want to be fair, if people cared about her and they had those, little qualms, then okay. I can understand the safety, your health, even the baby's safety and health. So going right on tour right away after you just dropped a kid, with the strain on your body. Listen, everyone wants to be a Beyonce. And I guess Cardi is the rap Beyonce currently, because she really pulled through and had an amazing tour. She wrapped up just this past weekend. Her tour grossed $70 million, sold over 453,000 tickets, and is the highest grossing and most attending tour leg in history for a female rapper. And I mean, shit, Cardi's really doing her big one.
And been doing. She's like, to me, she's like an example of shining in niggas' faces. Like, people gonna say what they gotta say, but if you really one of them, that shit don't matter.
Yeah. You gotta let the work also show.
Right.
Like, talk your shit, but let the work truly and honestly show as well.
And she always does, like every single time. Because then, not to mention, she also just dropped a hairline that immediately sold out.
Yes, a hairline. She also was going to the after parties I was seeing. Like, she was at a few of them. I'm like, God damn. Like, and then going back and being a mommy. Like,
which she's also very serious about, I want to add, because she talks about parenting and how important that is to her, and how she wishes she could be more around her kids. Even like sending them to Puerto Rico was intentional for the summer. I think last year she did. Like, she's a good mom. She don't play about being a mother. So,
bitch,
shout out to her.
Yeah, shout out to Big Cardi, man. Congratulations on everything. Like, that, to me, like, I personally feel like she's been considered the underdog, of course. And people have always counted her out, because she's not, dialect is all the way there, and she's still got a heavy tongue, and it's just certain things that people discredit Cardi for. She's a stripper, but she definitely shows up when it's time to work, and she definitely proves herself this tour. So shout out to her, man.
Yeah.
Anyways,
leads us into another performer. Justin Bieber headlined Coachella, and essentially his performance consisted of him sitting on stage, going through YouTube, and performing alongside his covers over the entire course of his career. I do believe he had a couple guest performers come up. Like, I know Thames came and performed. I think WizKid also. And there was a couple others. But the bulk of the show was him performing to his YouTube covers. And I saw a lot of mixed reviews. Which kind of leads us into our main topic of discussion. So we can get into our thoughts on the Justin thing, but I do want to lay out this question before we even talk about his performance, because it kind of ties together. But the question is, why are women expected to perform perfection when men are just allowed to perform? So we're asking this because essentially the backlash Justin is getting is like, you got paid $10 million to, and I said, I'm not, let me change my tone. You got paid $10 million because I sound aggressive out the gate. But you got paid $10 million to sit on stage and sing along to your YouTube videos. Whereas in comparison, Beyonce got shit on for Beyonce's homecoming. So I don't know. It's just like, it's so interesting.
Did she get shit on?
Yes, she did.
Well, how did she get shit on?
So, and this is actually
I was not on that side.
This is an interesting conversation, which is why I'm glad you actually asked to have this specific topic as a discussion, because she got shit on by white people who didn't understand homecoming, right?
Oh.
So the conversation I'm seeing now, which I think is valid, which is why I'm actually interested in your perspective here, but a lot of the people who are not feeling Justin Bieber's performance, the backlash there is like, well, if you're not feeling it, then it just wasn't for you. Because if you were a diehard Justin Bieber fan as a kid and you grew with him, you would actually understand why this performance was so special, even though it wasn't that well put together in the sense of like, it's not giving a Beyonce show. So in the same way we would tell a white person this show wasn't for you, we can tell someone who is not a diehard Justin Bieber fan this wasn't for you, because for those people, this is how they found Justin Bieber. Like he got brought into the game from YouTube covers, so it's almost like a full circle moment. So for his fans, that style of performance meant everything to them. Like, that was special. But for somebody who's not like a day one fan, it's like, nigga, that was lazy. So there's this, now I'm seeing this conversation between people who have differentiating opinions on it, where it's like, well, why are women expected to perform like Beyonce when he could do that? Versus, well, that is a Beyonce show to those people, because it's we just got to look at it from a different lens. Like, we expect this from Beyonce because this is what Beyonce been giving us. So if you don't get it, this shit is not for you. Similarly, this is how he came up. So if you don't get it, this not for you.
I mean, I feel like I see both sides of the coin, of course. You know, when you put it in that perspective of this is their version of their Beyonce, it's like, okay, that is definitely understandable. But I guess from the other perspective, it would be more like, to be completely honest, you just walked around the stage, technically.
I think the best way to, like, if we look at this from the lens of like men in general versus Justin Bieber in particular, I think this is a conversation that needs to be had.
Cause it's just like a goddamn, like I'm trying to figure out who is a woman artist that can sincerely just walk around on stage and no one make a huff about it. You know what? Billie Eilish.
That's a good call out.
Billie Eilish.
She's not giving you much of anything besides vocals and sitting at the piano.
And that's no offense to the Eilish, but if I would say, yeah. But those are more of the white performers. I guess the thing would be the pressure on Black performers to have to show up 10 times better in order to be pleasing to an audience that clearly still isn't really for them, if we're going to be honest. You get what I'm saying? Like, and I guess, you know, if people want to consider it mediocre, then that's their opinion, the same way people want to consider it the best thing ever. You know, I don't know. I personally don't have a real stance on this, just because I personally don't even really care about Justin Bieber like that. Like, and it's not even like on some disrespect. It's just on some like,
you're not his audience.
Yeah, to be real with you, I'm not a Bieber.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that probably was like the greatest thing for a lot of people. But for me, I just look at it as that's Justin Bieber. I was expecting just a little bit more, if I could be honest. Like, even in the staging, you get what I'm saying? Like, you could have like brought at least like a little 2-piece band, something. You know what I'm saying? Like, make it look like a little something. It's just like a table. And even your Grammy performance was, even though you came out in your boxers, it was like you still had something. You gave the girl something, you know?
Yeah, but
like,
even then, I would say it's kind of the same thing, though. Like, yeah, I think, what you gave us your body? Because the performance didn't give nothing there either.
It's not even about his body. It's about the staging. It's about, because remember, a performance is not just only the performer performing. For me, it's the staging, the lighting.
Well,
you know
see,
what I'm
okay, so
saying?
then in that sense, I would push back then, because what I was going to say was, tying this back to our conversation about Ye. Granted, like, we didn't go to his show, but just in seeing the photos,
and he stands alone.
One of the things that I said there was like, I feel like I can understand why other artists are gonna go to a Kanye show, because there's so much to be gained, like, as inspiration creatively. And then, so to that point, there's no way that Justin's stage was not inspired by Ye's. Like, if you see the photos of Justin's stage at Coachella, it looked like he pulled a lot of influence from the stage set that Oz Taylor designed for Ye's show at SoFi.
Well, he did a doo-doo job.
It wasn't obviously as good, but to me, I thought it was a pretty stage. I don't think he did much with it in the way that Kanye did, but I thought the stage was pretty cool personally. But I think the fact that everything else was bland was almost like the stage setup was a waste, kind of. It just looked pretty, personally.
Yeah.
But I just feel like I don't have necessarily an opinion on the Justin situation in relation to this conversation, or this question rather. Because I will say, like, at first, my initial reaction was just like, this is very lazy. But then in just doing more of a deep dive into how people were talking about it, the conversations around it, it actually made sense to me.
There's a lore behind it.
Yeah, like, I can understand, like, why that would hit the way it did. So it's like, I actually don't have a stance on that, because I'm not a day one Justin Bieber fan. That's not my side of the music fence. So if my favorite artist, I discovered them on YouTube and that's how they popped, I can understand why I would want to see that as a show. That makes sense to me. Because it's like, oh my God,
I don't even think that they want to see that as a show. I think they just accepted that because it's Justin Bieber, if I can be completely honest.
Touche.
Because if he was to give a show, they, oh my God,
they would love that too. Yeah.
They would love it. They're just happy that they get to see him.
Yeah. Like, that's what I'm just saying. Like, I can understand why,
because
fans are appreciative of it.
Agreed. But let's go back another point. Frank Ocean, the backlash he received for his performance at, what was it, Coachella, I believe?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was the same thing, Coachella.
It was.
I believe he received backlash because people were like, oh, he was just lazy. He was just standing. Like, he didn't receive all of the greatest reviews. But there were people who were like day one fans of Frank Ocean that was like, oh, like, I love just hearing the songs that he was performing.
Yeah, I remember saying that. It's like, we don't get Frank Ocean. So we'd happy for him to do anything.
But it's just a funny dynamic that he received backlash for his steady performance, yet Justin is praised for his. So it also is a little colorism, racism.
Versus just men versus women. It's also black versus white.
Yeah. So, yeah. Sexism, all
it's
of the
such a layered conversation,
isms.
Man. Because, I don't know, I think for me, more so because I'm going to be honest with you, I'm at a space in my career where I don't really care what goes on in white music like that. Like, that's y'all shit. I'm not comparing Beyonce to Taylor Swift. I don't give a fuck what Taylor Swift has going on, frankly.
I'm going to be really, and that's no disrespect, but it's just all facts. Like, I really don't dibble and dabble in the white sauce.
Right.
Like,
I don't either.
I'm okay. Now, there's certain songs, you know what I'm saying, that I was like Phil Collins. Yeah, I fuck with Phil Collins. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I'm happy he's in the rock and roll. But everybody else is thin. It's crickets.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty good just speaking on Black music and Black artists but if you were to ask my personal opinion, I would have to say it just came off just a tad bit lazy.
Yeah.
You know, like, and he's and the reason why it was even more lazier is because of the fact that he literally was scrolling on YouTube. You get what I'm saying? Like,
versus having it
course,
like I already had, like, I'm gonna do a YouTube thing, but I already have the
like,
set list.
You know what I'm saying? Like a little transition, a little like make it like you
like
just
you actually put some thought into it.
For me, that's why I'm like, it gives lazy, because it's like you just said, I'm gonna put my laptop up here and I'm just gonna play songs from YouTube, and that's gonna be the performance, and that's what it is. Like,
it's gonna be interesting though, to granted, if it even happens, but if people take his playbook and also try to do shows in that way.
I mean,
which is also like, if we, it's funny because I'm having this like realization as we're talking about this, but this could actually harm the performance space if people pull influence from it, because then it's like, we already in a lazy performance era. We don't need them to get lazier.
Yeah. We don't. But I guess everybody ain't Justin Bieber either.
Considering, like, I don't really care for the white versus Black thing, because it's like, I'm not ever going to compare a Black artist to a white artist in that sense and be trying to hold Black artists to white standards. I will say, I do have issues in the way Black male performers are given grace versus the perfection that Black women performers are expected to have.
Yeah, I agree there.
Like, you even think of like a lot of the backlash Chloe Bailey be getting, and it's like, Chloe Bailey is the closest thing to Beyonce. Granted, not to, because I hate that we always compare her, but if we just talking about performance wise and actual vocal talent, she's the closest thing to Beyonce. And every time she does anything, niggas is shitting on her. But then rapper Lil whoever gets on stage, don't even like, they just singing to a back, like not even a backing track. They singing over their own vocals, forgetting lyrics. There's no type of anything going there, just a whack show. Nobody says anything about that.
50 people on fucking stage.
Right.
I'ma swerve on that body. Whoa. Like, the fuck? We know you niggas out there. Lazy ass bitches.
But then it's like, and if we're going to keep it to rap, then that's a whole other layer to the conversation. Because it's like, for me personally, this conversation gets a little sticky because I'm personally not going to compare the standard for a R&B show to the standard for a rap show, because they was never going to give the same thing. Like, I was never expecting to get anything similar to like whatever Beyonce's doing at any of her shows at a rap show. If that's what ends up happening, great. Granted, like, you just gave Cardi her flowers. Like, I'm happy for her. But if I was to go to a Cardi show, I'm not expecting her to give that. Will I be happy that she does that? I'm proud of her. I'm surprised, all the things. But like, I don't go to a rap show expecting the same things that I'm expecting from an R&B show. So for me, this conversation is icky when we talk about rap versus rap and R&B versus R&B. Like, it's no reason why women are in rap are expected to give their whole fucking everything, put their whole ass on the damn stage, leave it everything.
And pussy.
Yeah, but then men, y'all do the bare minimum. Forgetting lyrics, like I said, forgetting lyrics, singing over y'all track. Like, it's and if y'all do that, it's okay because it's rap. Like, okay, well, if a woman did this, it would be a problem.
Shit, not looking sexy. Pissing me the fuck off. Cause niggas back in the day, rap niggas, you like, the sex appeal was on 100.
Yeah.
Like, you niggas is not L-ing it enough for me. I'm sorry. Like, it's just not enough of the abs, looking good, glistening, lips is nice. You niggas look smoked out. You know what I'm saying?
I think a lot of that
Lean
is also
bellies.
because the bar is the floor now. The barrier of entry is like anybody could be an artist. Whereas before, there was like, you really had to be polished to get into this space.
Yeah.
To some degree.
To some degree. I mean, yeah, to some degree. But hopefully, the standards in the next lifetime. Because it ain't gonna happen in this. It ain't. We too far gone as a society. You know what I'm saying? AI is here. We gotta fight them niggas. Like, it's too much going on.
I will say though, it does, when the fact that so many performers are not great performers, it does make you appreciate a good performance. Like, there's some artists where it's like, that ticket is going to be worth being purchased because they're going to give you a show.
A1 show, and they're gonna leave satisfied. Like, I got my money's worth. You know what I'm saying? So that's the intention. Like, yes, it feels good to see your artist. Like, wow, I'm looking at you. But it's even better when you really are, in their performance and just feeling the things that they're doing, So niggas just gotta think deeper and do better.
Yeah.
Anyways. It's about that time. It's about that time. It's about that time.
Yeah.
We about to get into the set list, your weekly faves, everything that we both been entertained by, whether it's music, TV, restaurants, concerts, whatever. We putting it on this week's set list. And I don't know, sister girl, do you want to go first or do you want me to go first? What?
You go first. I went first last week.
Oh yeah, you did. Okay, so fine. I'm finna go first. So this week on my set list, I got the song Yeah Yeah by Star Benz. Shout out to her. I love her little cute ass. La Voice. I hope I'm saying her name correctly. But love this new single she dropped. Let's Start a Family. Baby girl, listen. I thought she was talking to me when she was saying this song. But no, this is a really great R&B record. I definitely enjoyed it. Black and 2 Chainz. I did not expect this collaboration, but I'm very happy that it did happen. Really am feeling that record. Sunday Again. Iman Nunes featuring Soul Child and Rondon. I hope I'm saying your name correctly. But Passing By, I heard this on the good old release radar on my Spotify playlist. And I was like, hold on, this is a vibe. So shout out to them. This is really a dope song. Kirby, one thing I love about Kirby, her voice, it always gives like she has so much emotion behind her voice. I can always picture like exactly the scene she's describing and she's singing every time she like performs or like even just drops a song. So Kirby dropped a new song called Lose Myself. Definitely enjoyed that one. Chris Patrick and Mac Keen, Run It Back. I really fuck with that song, Chris Patrick. That is a hit to me. Natanya, Don't Ask. First of all, girl, we hear that Beyonce green light little, what did you call them shits? Interpolations?
Yeah.
We hear it. And I'm proud of your sister, girl. Like that song is so fire. She's so talented. So shout out to her. Slater, okay. I saw her performance at Coachella. This one specific clip, she was performing the song Crank It. I don't know. I was like, this white girl got some motherfucking girth to her. And I was like, I hope she ain't racist, but I'm finna like this song. And it's called Crank. So shout out to Slater, but I hope you don't got no racist background because I will have to remove this song from my vocabulary. That being said, Beyonce and Jay-Z's Deja Vu. I was listening to this video, the song with my homegirl. And I was just telling her, like, yo, this song is one of the greatest songs to me. And she was like, yo, it's one of the greatest well-written bodies of work. Because Deja Vu, the horns, the beat, the song lyric, down to the motherfucking video, like, that is a A1 10 out of 10 song to me. So I had to put that on my set list as a good old throwback. So jamming, Sweet Nothing's the album. I've been listening to this artist jamming, and I literally have been jamming. I hope I'm saying that name right. Anyways, Dylan Sinclair, Squeeze. Listen, baby, I love me a good piece of cover art. That cover art is eating hunty, okay? I love that song as well. Squeeze. Alex Molly, she have a new song called Hello, Hello. Really cute bop. Geneva featuring Jordan Ward. Waiting Room. definitely a vibe. RJ the Weirdo, I've been listening to his album, At Least She's Beautiful. When I say this kid is so talented, man, I am definitely a brand new fan. Definitely am fucking with those vibes. Also, gotta give you guys a little, spiritual, scripture now. Proverbs 24, just because of the times that we're going through, let me tell you that specific, if you never read the word, don't worry about it. Just read that one thing. That's all you got to read. Proverbs 24 for the rest of your life. And just follow that. Because this is what we need. We need guidance. We need true, honest guidance. We need people to do the right thing. And that scripture to me leads people to doing the right thing. Because it starts off with, do not even envy these motherfuckers. I'm just paraphrasing, but basically that's what it says. Last but not least, Solange Knowles decanters, small
I saw
matter
those
art objects. Yes, she's released them recently. And for me, I think Solange is like one of the coolest. Her and Tracy Ellis Ross, like the two most coolest women on this planet. And the fact that Solange just is so super duper talented. She has so many layers to her. It's absolutely amazing. But she dropped those decanters, and I really think they just look amazing. And I went on her website to like just read up about it. So definitely want to put it on my set list because I feel like I need to purchase one because it really looks so like like just elegant and just like artsy. Plus, I want to get into some more art. You know what I'm saying? I want to get some art pieces. I want some paintings. I want some sculptures. That's the new life that I'm living. I'm raising my vibrations in the artistic way. So I need some art to flow and go with that. But yeah, that's my set list for this week.
Okay, girl, we got some crossover on ours too. So on my set list this week, I'll start with the art actually, since you just left off with the art. Drake commissioned Rebecca Maria to create a 9-foot sculpture honoring Sade that I thought was beautiful. I always think like when people can make these giant sculptures by hand, like it's like I don't know how y'all do that shit. It's really cool.
Just a gift.
She's also a bad bitch. I just love seeing bad bitches do fly shit. So shout out to her. Tyler and Jill Scott did an interview where they interviewed each other for a series called Human to Human, which was very wholesome. I encourage you all to watch it. It was just nice to see Jill Scott loving on Tyler and him loving on her, and just like it was very warm. They gave each other a lot of flowers. It was nice to just listen to two Black people just showing love to each other. Chris Patrick and Matt King is also on mine. Run It Back. That is actually a collaboration I did not know I needed. Because Chris Patrick has done his fair share of R&B-esque singles. I'd rather call them melodic rap. But this one felt really good. Like he was in his singing bag. And then Matt King, you know how I feel about Matt King. So I thought that was a really great song. So that's definitely going to be heavily in my rotation. Shout out to him. Jed Soul released his second single called Rerun. I actually gave him the cover of The Grid this week, so shout out to Jed. Jason Painter, might be Justin, I'm not sure, excuse me if I'm saying that wrong. But he just put out a single last week called Tangerine that I was really feeling. He has a really dope voice. RJ the Weirdo and Ty Dolla $ign's The Perfect One, which is the lead single, off of his new album that Milan just mentioned. At Least She's Beautiful. Really love that single. I actually really love the way that their label is moving. So RJ the Weirdo and Ty Dolla are both on Easy Money, which is Sean Barron's record label. I just love the way that he is developing his acts in the same way that TDE is. Like he's kind of like harboring them and making sure that they all kind of like are locked in with each other, working with each other. And I think it's just dope to see all of them because they also have Leon Thomas on the roster. So shout out to Sean Barron. Manny Wells and Wale, not a brand new single, but it is new, called How It Feels. So as I mentioned, I had Manny Wells in the office this week, and it was just nice to talk to him about this song because this is something that, like, when it came out, like, immediately when I heard it in our ingestion system, I was like, oh, this gonna do something. So, and then even with the way that it's being promoted, I remember this, I think the week of release, I had saw Wale posted his promo for the song, like, it wasn't even like a music video. It was just him, I think, in a car or something, playing the song. So it was just like, oh, he invested, because he don't really be doing that. This one even got Manny Wells in the clip, and he's promoting it. So,
yeah.
the song is fire. So definitely check that out if y'all haven't heard that one. Tyree Thomas has a single called On Time that I really love. It feels like a 2000s throwback record. I cannot stop playing it. I will say, though, he doesn't have much of a presence online, which is very strange. But I see, like, he does have we have a couple followers in comments, so I feel like he's not AI. But great song. Had to throw that in there because I'm still feeling a way about that last girl. But
he's not AI.
Yeah, it's not AI. It's not AI. He's black guy, not an AI. Tyla and Zara Larson, they put out a collaboration called She Did It Again. So that actually, one, I love the song, so definitely check it out. Like, one thing about Tyla, she definitely beat the one-hit wonder allegations, so shout out to her. And I do low-key, like, I hate to give a white woman her flowers, I'm not gonna lie, but Zara Larson did her biggest one on this collaboration, because so we didn't get a advance listening link for this song. So when I saw that she was doing a collaboration with Zara, I had initially put it as one of my marketing prios for African because it's Tyla. But I know, like, I was getting a little bit of pushback, like, that's probably going to be a pop song, so you probably should pass that over to pop. And I was just like, knowing Tyla is definitely going to have African rhythm in, like, it's still going to be an African record, just going to have Zara on it. So, of course, like I thought, when the song comes out, it does very much an African song. So I thought it was really dope that Zara came in, matched Tyla's approach to the record, and even in the video, like, the visual, you would have thought Zara was from the islands. I'm like, girl, who taught you to move your hips like that? Because you don't even need to move your hips in that way from where you from, sister.
Isn't she from Sweden?
Yeah, something like that. I'm just like, where is they even dancing like that over there, girl? Like, okay, school of Beyonce, love that for you. But then I also think Tyla in May is going to be featured on Zara's project. But in closing there, I think it's dope that they led with the African track, because I feel like that was strategic, because she's releasing a project called A-Pop. She's forcing her hand in the pop genre and essentially forcing the genre to give her just due. Like, she has one of the biggest pop stars on the song. Like, you have to call the song pop now.
Right.
So I think that this is going to be a game changer for her career. And then now following that up with, which will likely be the pop record with Zara that I thought we were going to get. Because I doubt Zara's going to do a African song on her album. But it's definitely shaping up to be crossover of the summer between them two working on each other's music. So shout out to them. Couple more. Aaliyah. I've been having Aaliyah, her debut album, in rotation. Particularly Loose Raps with Static Major. I love Aaliyah so much. I don't know what made me revisit her catalog, but, like, her music is so fucking timeless. It makes no sense. Raven Lene, Bobby, she just dropped a 2-pack of singles, and Bobby is the one that I'm loving. And then lastly, an instrumental by a producer, instrumentalist, Steph FM. I saw the visual go viral. She does everything live, I think, on Reels, and then releases them as singles. So it's called Greyhound, and I think Pharrell gave her a like on that, and one other artist, I forgot who it was, but shout out to her. And that is my set list.
And that is this week's episode of Reasonable Dialogue with your girls, DJ Miss Milan
and Eon Sneed. Y'all niggas ain't gotta go home, but y'all gotta get the fuck out of here, because it's late, bitch. Niggas got work tomorrow.
That's a fact. So, yeah, do y'all thing. Make that money and bring it home to daddy.
Later. And before we wrap, actually, happy birthday, Luther Vandross. Today's his birthday, now that it is past 12 a.m. So, granted, it won't be his birthday when y'all hear this, but it is his birthday while we're recording this. So, that is perfect timing, as we just saluted him on one of our segments. But yes, happy birthday, Luther Vandross.
I love that. Happy birthday, Luther. Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all. It's your girl, DJ Miss Milan. And it's your girl, Jan Sneed. Thank you guys for tapping into another episode of the Reasonable Dialogue podcast. Thank you guys for tapping in every week and spending time with your favorite girls at the condo. We really, really appreciate the love you guys pour into us. And if you're rocking with the conversation, make sure you follow us on all socials. We are on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at Reasonable Dialogue. And be sure to rate, subscribe, comment, like, tell a friend and tell a friend. And be sure to stay reasonable.